So chapter 9 is about the Pythagorean theorem. So the first day we're going to talk about right triangles and properties that the sides of right triangles have and how we label them. So first of all, on a right triangle, we call the two shorter sides that form the right angle, which is in this case A and B. A and B are legs. Okay, and the hypotenuse of the right triangle is C, and that's always the longest side, and it's the one that's across from the right angle. So that's called the hypotenuse. Okay, so we're going to practice using those terms. So we're going to draw and label a triangle that has the length of legs of 16 and 30, and then we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem, which is going to be a review for us on how to find that missing hypotenuse. So the legs are the ones that form the right angle, okay, and then this is our hypotenuse. And the Pythagorean theorem, if you don't remember, is the sum of the legs squared. So 16 squared plus 30 squared will equal the hypotenuse squared. Okay, so if we square 16, we get 256, and if we square 30, we get 900, and then we get x squared here. And then if we add those together, we get 1,156 equals x squared. So if we take the square root of both sides there, then we get that x is equal to 34. Okay, and we don't have to put that in simplest radical form because it's a perfect square. And so the length of the hypotenuse is 34. Okay? We're going to do the same thing here, except this time we're going to leave these guys in simplest radical form because there is a simplest radical form. Because they're not going to be perfect squares. So again, the sum of the legs squared is going to equal the hypotenuse squared. So the legs are the sides that form that right angle. So in this case, we have an unknown leg. So we're going to do x squared plus 10 squared equals 12 squared. Okay? So we get x squared plus 100 equals 144. And we can subtract from both sides, and we get x squared equals 44. Okay, and we want to put that in simplest radical form. So again, the way we've been talking about that is if we square root both sides, we can then do like 11 times 4, and then 2 times 2. And so these guys have partners, so it's going to be a 2, and then square root of 11 on the inside because it doesn't have a partner. And so that is the length of the missing leg on that first triangle. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here, and even though this triangle is turned or rotated from what we're used to, these two sides right here still form that right angle, and so those are the legs. And so we're going to do 12 squared plus x squared equals 16 squared. Okay, and so then we have 144 plus x squared equals, what is 16 squared is 256. Then we're going to subtract 144 from both sides and get x squared equals 112. Okay, and then we can figure out our prime factorization here. So 112 divided by, let's try 4. It's 28. So 28 times 4, and then 2 and 2, and 7 and 4. And then again 2 and 2, so we have these guys that are partners and these guys that are partners, so 2 times 2 on the outside, and then the square root is 7. So it's 4, square root 7 is our missing leg. Okay? Alright. So we can also use properties of triangles to figure out if a triangle is a right triangle or not. So if the two shorter sides squared equal the hypotenuse, then it's a right triangle. If the two shorter sides squared are less than the square of the longest side, then it's an obtuse triangle. And if the two shortest side squareds is greater, then that's an acute triangle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to test it. We're going to say 4 squared plus 6 squared, because those are the shorter sides, and then figure out how that relates to 7 squared. So 16 plus 36, and this is 49. Okay. And so this is 52, and this is 49. So the two shorter sides squared, all right, is greater than the longest side squared. So we know that this is an acute triangle. Okay, I would like you to try these two. So pause this. Try to figure out if 25, 20, and 15 would be an acute, obtuse, or right triangle, and if 10, 15, and 20 would be an acute, obtuse, or right triangle. So pause it, and then I will put the answers up in a moment. Okay, so here's the answers to those. So if we test the two smaller sides squared, add them together, and then see how that relates to the longest side squared. Part A is a right triangle because they're equal. The two legs squared is equal to the hypotenuse, and we can call them legs and hypotenuse because it is a right triangle. On this other one, part B, 10 squared plus 15 squared is 325, and 20 squared is 400, and so since the two shorter sides are less than the longest side squared, that is an obtuse triangle. Okay, so now we're going to look at some special right triangles. Okay, so if we go ahead and try and figure out what the length of each of these sides are in simplest radical form, using the Pythagorean theorem, we get 5 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared, and we'll call this side x. And so that's 25 plus 25, which is 50. So if we take the square root of both sides and put it into simplest radical form, the square root of 50 simplifies to 5 square root 2. Gosh. Okay, so this one is equal to 5 square root 2. Okay, if you use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out the length of this missing side on triangle B, we do 1 squared plus 1 squared equals, and we'll call this one y squared. So 1 squared plus 1 squared is 1 plus 1, so that's 2 square root equals y squared. We do the square root of both sides, and we get that this is the square root of 2. Okay, it can't be simplified. All right, and then this last one, we're going to do 12 squared plus 12 squared equals z squared. And we'll just call this side z. So we get 144 plus 144 equals z squared. So z equals the square root of 288, which simplifies in simplest radical form to 12 square root 2. So what you want to notice is, look at, this is 12 square root 2, and the legs are 12. This is 1 square root of 2, and the legs are 1. This is 5 square root of 2, and this is, and the legs are 5. So we know that these are called 45, goodness, I can't write, 45, 90, because they're isosceles triangles because they have two equal side lengths. Okay, and the hypotenuse is always on those going to be the leg length and then the square root of 2 when it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Okay, so that's one special type of triangle we talk about, is 45, 45, 90. The next type of special triangle we talk about is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and I'm just going to tell you that's the next page here. We're going to do the same thing. So if I set this equation up and I do x squared plus 6 squared equals 12 squared to try and find this missing side length right here, I get x squared plus 36 equals 144. And so then if I do x squared equals 108 and then square root that to get that x is equal to, and then if we put that in simplest radical form, it's 6 square root 3. Okay, so if I were to solve all of these, this one would be 1 square root of 3 if I solved it using the Pythagorean theorem, and this would be 11 square root of 3. Okay, and I can go through that, and that is actually on the filled-in copy of the notes of how to find those lengths, but just out of respect of your time, if you use the Pythagorean theorem and find those, we then notice also that this shortest leg and then this leg, it's 6, and then this longer leg is 6 square root 3. This one is 1, and then this one is 1 square root 3. And this is 11 square root 3, and this is 11. And so we notice that the shortest leg and the square root of 3 is going to be the longer leg. So it'll be kind of like x square root 3, and then 2x, because we also notice that that hypotenuse is double the length of the shortest leg. Okay, and this is true for all 30, 60, 90 triangles. Okay, and we'll kind of put this in formal terms on the next page. Okay, so if we're looking at the formulas for special right triangles, if this is where the 30-degree angle and the 60-degree and the 90-degree is, this is going to be our shortest side. It's across from the shortest angle. The next side is going to be x square root 3, and then this will be 2x, and that will be true for all 30, 60, 90 triangles. And for a 45, 45, 90, if this is x and this is x and they're the same, then this hypotenuse is x square root 2. Okay? So then you can use that general form to find missing side lengths. So if this side is 9, and this is a 45, 45, 90, I know this side is 9, and this side is 9 square root 2. And same thing here. If this is 2 square root 2, then this is 2 square root 2. And this is 2 square root 2, it's kind of tricky, times the square root of 2, since that's the leg length, which actually gives us 2 square root 4, which simplifies, the square root of 4 is 2, to 2 times 2, which is just 4, is that side length. Okay, so that was kind of a tricky one. All right, we can also use it to answer questions like this. If a triangle with a hypotenuse with a hypotenuse length of 5 square root 2, and we know it's a 45, 45, 90, then we know that these side lengths are 5. Okay, the legs of that right triangle. Then, if we have a 30, 60, 90, we can use this and say, okay, this is 2x, and so our shortest side is going to be half that, which is 4, and then this is going to be 4 square root 3. Okay, now this case, this is across from 30-degree angle, so this is our shortest side, so this one's going to be double that, and this side is going to be 8 square root 3. Okay? All right, now we're going to do another here. So if we had a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, so 30, 60, 90, and the hypotenuse, it says to find the hypotenuse in the shorter leg if the longer leg, so the one across from the 60-degree angle, is 4 square root 3. We know the shorter leg then would just be 4, and our hypotenuse would be double that number, which is 8. Okay? So again, they're always going to have these same relationships, and so that's why we call them special right triangles. Okay? I would like you to try and use those and try and solve for the missing pieces on these. So pause this now and try those, and I'll put the answers up in just a moment. Okay, try and find these missing values, and or check over your missing values you found, I guess, and then if you have any questions, please let me know. But these are the values for all of those triangles. I'll leave them up here for a second, and man, that's the square root of 3. That is really ugly right there. For part E, 12 square root 3. Okay, one last challenge before we're done. I'm going to go to the next page. What I would like you to do is to try these and pause it. I'll put the answers up in just a second here, so make sure you have it paused and you're trying to find all of these missing values. Okay, some of these were somewhat challenging to find on this diagram. If you have questions or are not sure about how to find any of these, let me know. Otherwise, just look over the notes for 9.1 and 9.2.